Hello YouTube, I'm James of LPJ Models. Today we're going to look at the new weathering pencil Dirt and Marks set by AK Interactive. These pencils are water soluble, meaning you can wet, blend and streak them without the odour and hassle that you get with using oils. They work best over a matte varnish, and I will be using this Model Collect Flak Panzer E75 as a test bed. The set comes in a box of 5 useful colours, perfect for weathering: dust rain marks, concrete marks, earth brown, buff and streaking grime. The model was painted with Michelin Models IDF Sand Grey, Dunkelgelb and the interior colour Elfbein, all lightly modulated. The camo was painted with Japanese Propeller Brown and K-Colour Light Green. The model was sealed with Winsor & Newton Artist's Acrylic Matte UV Varnish. The set of AK pencils retails at around £6.25 for the set of 5 and £1.25 individually. I bought my example from scalemodelshop.co.uk. As a comparison, I picked up 3 artist watercolour pencils from my work: Derwent Watercolour and Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer Watercolour. Now these are both artist quality pencils and retail at £1.95 individually, so the AK pencils are reasonably priced in comparison. Let's see how they work. Okay, let's start with the Dust and RAINMARKS pencil. I drew some vertical streaks carefully onto the hull of the model. I followed that up with a heavier dusty area. With a slightly damp brush, I blended the pencil marks vertically to try and get a natural appearance. As you can see, the effect is quite subtle. I was expecting a more opaque colour, but more on that later. The Concrete Marks pencil is another lightly coloured one. It's a light blue-grey colour and should give the effect of concrete dust. Great for an industrial diorama. It needs a reasonable amount of pressure to deposit the colour, and the effect is nice, but again, it's very subtle. It seems to work better with a heavier application, removing what you don't want instead of drawing on only what you need. Here we can see earth brown is a more opaque colour. It does what it says exactly. It's easy to get a great dusty earth look. The pencils blend very nicely with water, with no noticeable residue or tide marks. Using a stippling motion with the brush instead of streaking, you can get really natural looking earth deposits on your model. Buff is another dusty colour and is a bit darker and more opaque than Dust Rain Marks and Concrete Marks. Here I'm trying to simulate a dusty build-up on the top of the gun housing. Buff works well when used for dusting and streaking, but like the other lighter colours, it benefits from a heavier application. Streaking Grime is a stronger colour and blends very nicely. It's definitely one of my favourite colours in the set. If you aren't happy with your weathering, you can remove most of it with a damp cotton bud. White spirit or any oil-based thinners won't affect the product in any way, so stick with water. With streaking grime and earth effects applied heavily to the engine deck, I was able to get some decent dirty effects around the hatches. For the front plate, I wanted a graduated effect, using from top to bottom, dust and rain marks, buff and earth brown. These were carefully blended together using streaking and stippling motions. I was really pleased with the effect that this produced. So, in summary, these weathering pencils are quite useful. They're also reasonably priced. The water cleanup is ideal and keeps everything odour free. The range comes in model specific sets and colours, so when you buy a set you're more likely to use all of the colours. The only downside to these pencils in my opinion is that the three lighter colours were quite weak, needing a heavy application to get a noticeable effect. I like subtlety, but these colours were a bit too subtle for me. The strongest colours were earth brown and streaking grime. They are strong colours and perfect for adding some filth to your model. Before we finish, I will demonstrate how the artist pencils perform. The Derwent colours I chose were burnt sienna for rust streaks and olive green for lichen or mould. Unfortunately, the only Faber-Castell pencil I was able to get hold of was cobalt blue deep. Not very useful for modelling. Both Derwent pencils worked well, as you can see. They blended nicely and had strong colours. The Faber-Castell pencil slightly stained the surface of the model, but that could be down to the properties of the colour. There isn't much difference in quality between the AK pencils and the artist ones. The only main difference is the slightly waxy texture that you get with the AK pencils. The plus points go to AK though, for providing logically themed sets and relevant modelling colours at a cheaper price than the artist materials available on the market today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and thanks for watching.